just don't remember. Anyway, we're coming up here. You need to keep this thing in wide angle, Andrew. You had it way in. You need to keep it on wide angle. Okay. We're coming up on the first, coming from the Tully area, Avery's and Tully's. We're coming up on the first peninsula, what we kids always referred to it as the peninsula. And in between the peninsulas was a neat little horseshoe area of water that was, a lady lived there that had a real pretty stone home and had a real strange dock area. We'll see that in a minute. Bass in here.
Yeah, I see him.
There's somebody's old fish house or fort or something there. On these hills up here, we had a fort. We had a fort on one of these hills up on here. It was a deserted house, and we built a fort. We used our old pump house for a fort behind the house.
Why didn't you use the deserted house?
Well, it was too far from the water. Anyway, we're coming up on the... We caught lots of frogs in these reeds along here. Things are the same, but a little different. I mean, it's more built up on the hills, and the lay of the water has changed a little bit. The peninsulas are kind of deteriorated a little bit. So we're coming up here. Be sure to get some footage in a little while. Don't have to quite yet, but be sure to get some footage of this stone boathouse up here. It's still there with all the fancy ceramic and everything. That thing is real old. It's a lot older than I am. It was built many years ago. There's the kind of motors we use up here. That thing, that motor there is a 50s vintage motor, and it still runs real good.
How do you know?
Because I know this was a nice place right here. This was the peninsula. We spent many hours coming out here. I found a rifle on the end of this peninsula once.
Did it work?
Yes, sir. I took it home and cleaned it up with a little .22 rifle. I found it out here.
You ever shoot it?
Yep. Finally sold it to him.
How much?
I don't remember. And over here, on the other side, opposite of where you are, swing, Andrew. Keep going around. Now you turned all the way around. On the other side, there's another peninsula. There's the other peninsula, and in between is what we call the horseshoe. Now swing all the way around, Andrew. Not so fast. Aim it at this one. That's the horseshoe closest to the Tullys. Now swing towards the shore slowly. Make an interesting picture. Don't be so quick. Now the wood, those wooden walls are all new. That's all new. But you see the old boathouse there, and the stone wall and the stone fence coming down with all the fancy ceramic tile, that was here when we were kids. And it was always a mystery. It was like a castle that had never quite been finished, with all the stonework up to the top, and you see the fancy old roof up there and everything. Yeah. It's kind of mysterious here all the time. It's kind of a landmark on the lake. And there's the other peninsula. We caught one frog here every year for about 3 or 4 years running. We knew it was the same frog. We keep them all summer and let them go in the fall. We knew it was the same big old bullfrog because he only had one eye. We caught the same frog for 3 or 4 years running. Okay. Now as we come out from over here, the water gets pretty shallow here. One year I towed a log out here and put a warning shallow water sign out. It has something to do, you know. The water was real shallow for a boat here. Now, if you'll, yeah, you're aiming the camera. That's the Cedar Lake Park where we came from all the time to play and go out in our boats. Now you pretty much had a full tour of the lake, except for, look over in the deep hole, aim the camera at the deep hole. See the guy going fast out in there?
Yeah.
That's what we used to do, go out there and just play around like that. You can zoom in on him a little bit. Get as close to him as you can. We used to do that all the time, just go around in crazy circles and just have all kinds of fun. The weeds are real thick right here. Up on the hill is the Prather home. It used to be the Prather house. That white one with the big windows?
Yeah.
That was the Prather house. Below you can see a big water bird in the water. Down to the lower left. In the gook there. In the weeds. So the lake is still alive and well, actually, as far as critters and things. It seems to be nice and healthy. The water's nice and clear. There's what's left of an old pump house we used to play around. There, you see the fish jump right in front of you? That's the Summers home. That's totally reconditioned. I would have never recognized. It used to be covered with green shingles of some kind. It had a big stairway leading down over those two lines of lumber, and be right next to that little green tar paper pump house. That's still there. And the old water wall there, the seawall is still there. Yeah, this was my playground, this whole area where I grew up. Now we're headed back to the Capel house where we borrowed the rowboat. The trick to good photography is to stay on one subject long enough and try to keep the camera as still as possible. It's not enjoyable to watch television when everything is bouncing around and being real fast. We're getting close. If you look at that blue boat right there, you'll see another one of those old vintage, 50s vintage Johnson motors. They were some of the best outboards ever built. They're still running. They're almost trouble-free. Yeah, I spent a lot of time running around in that yard there. Ate some hamburgers off that old barbecue spit up there. You see it?
On which house?
By the White House here.
Oh. Yeah.
Were you running when I said that?
Yeah, now I have it.
Oh, well now you have it. I ate some hamburgers and hot dogs off that thing, and I played here quite a bit. Come over and visit these kids and park my boat here sometimes. Okay, stop rolling now.